riding with my buddy Jeremy, his buddy Brian, and Brian's brother are in the car in front of us. We're gonna be up here literally in the middle of nowhere, no cell service, no nothing, for 3-4 days, depending on how the trip goes. It's gonna be a good trip. I've never done anything like this before. Jeremy and Brian made this trip last year, and they said they absolutely loved it. So I'm gonna have Jeremy kind of explain what the plan is, what we're gonna be doing.
Alrighty, so we're heading up to the Pigeon River country, somewhere along the Black River in northern lower Michigan. We're gonna have a chance to see some elk, which is always cool. We'll be up there for about 3 days in the big woods. Hopefully get a little bit of snow so we can do some tracking. I guess we'll see if deer are moving. Hopefully we can all leave here with something. The vehicles are pretty packed, so we'll see. But it should be a good time.
Alright, so we're at Walmart in Gaylord. We're gonna stop and grab some groceries and whatever else we need. Once we're done here, we'll go set up camp. It's about another 30-minute drive on literally logging trails to where we're going. But since we can't film inside Walmart, I'm not gonna take my chances with it getting kicked out, so we'll see you after. Alright, so we're out of Walmart. Got $100 in groceries, but we're not gonna starve, that's for sure. So we gotta head a little bit farther north, hit one more gas station, drop a pin, and then it's into the woods. I'm excited, dude.
It's gonna be a good time.
It is. I've never done anything like this, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. We gotta get there first without people driving like maniacs. Don't mind the road rage.
So we're in Vanderbilt right now. We stopped at the last gas station before we hit the woods. We were getting gas and grabbing beer and stuff. And Jeremy walks up and he's like, "Man, I hope they sell hunting licenses here." He lost his hunting license somewhere along the way. So I think he's inside grabbing one, but I gotta give him crap when he gets out here. There he is. Walk of shame right there.
That was a butthole pucker. Man, thank God they sold hunting licenses.
How do you lose your hunting license?
I don't know. I put it in the back of my phone because I got that little thing that I carry my cards in, and it must have just fell out somewhere. Could be in the truck, I don't know, but it just cost me another $20 to get it replaced, so we're good.
Alright, so we've made it to the camp. Unfortunately, we got some guys that are literally right here next to us. But we think 2 of the campers are kind of weekend guys. We think the other one might be leaving. There's a buck hanging in a tree right here, so we'll see. We're going to camp anyways right here.
I'm thinking door facing.
Alright, we just got up here. We're going to set up the tent. Alright, so we got the tent set up, camp's all set up, got our camo on. The other guys are getting their stuff on right now, but Not quite sure what the plan is for the next little bit. We might go out right now. I don't know yet, but it's gonna be good. So we finally made it out into the woods. Me and Jeremy are gonna kind of go way around to the south and then head back to the west. Kind of bump these deer over to Brian and his brother Dylan.
I like this spot.
I do too.
Because when we get snow, we'll be able to creep up here. You can see them bedded.
Yeah. I see a couple good trees right here where I can saddle and sit high above it too.
This is a trail we're using.
Alright, so we've been walking for about an hour now. Earlier, me and Jeremy split off from Dylan and Brian. They went to a spot that, we kind of found a pinch point. And, so we went and told them to sit there. Me and Jeremy walked way out and around, and we're gonna try to push the deer to them. We haven't seen any deer yet, but we've been seeing some really good signs, some spots that we might set up on in the morning. So it's going good. We've been out here for an hour. I'm excited. I think the rest of the trip. So we walked around for about another hour or so. We found this open area right over here in this stand of timber. And Jeremy set up this way behind me, probably 50, 60 yards, facing out towards the field to the east. I'm facing south right now. So hopefully we can get it done tonight. I think we're gonna sit till dark, meet up. We were gonna try to find the other guys, do that, try to push the deer to them and through that pinch point, but we never found them. We don't think they either decided to keep going or there was miscommunication on where exactly we were going, but hopefully they're set up, hopefully they're in a good spot. Let's get it done. Well, that's going to be a wrap for day one here. None of us saw a single deer. Saw plenty of sign, but no deer. We talked to a guy who has a camper right over here. He's been here for about 3 weeks now. He's kind of moving through the area. He's got a bunch of stands, so I think our game plan is 2 of us are going to head way east in the morning, kind of along the river. There's a chance of snow at about 7 o'clock, so we're really hoping that it actually snows and actually sticks. But yeah, got some food in us. It's nice and warm in the tent now. Good trip so far. Stay tuned for more. Well, it's the next morning, and as you can hear, it's raining. And as you can see, we didn't go hunting. It's been raining since about 6 o'clock. It started more as freezing rain than anything, but we're gonna go into town probably within the next hour or so, get some food. Hopefully the rain is gonna stop by about 3 o'clock. We're really hoping it turns to snow, but yeah, that's the game plan for right now. Just kind of playing it by ear for the day. You wanna tell everybody what just happened?
We lost control. There was, the road was glare ice. The truck was sideways. And quick evasive maneuvers had corrected it. So, all is well.
He's trying to kill us.
I guess we'll slow down now.
It's just pure ice on the road right now. I haven't touched it with any salt or nothing.
Brian's got all-wheel drive, so he's cheating a little bit. Haven't put it in full-wheel yet.
This is fun. We're headed in town to go get food. Stay tuned. Well, so we just had a pretty good meal at the Elkhorn Grill and Tavern here in Vanderbilt, Michigan. That was really good food. I'm glad we stopped there. And we are finally getting snow. Should be a good night to hunt. We drove up on this DNR viewing area. There's a bunch of elk out in this field. I don't know if you can see it with my GoPro camera, but there's a bunch of elk out here. There's one pretty big bull that we see too. It's pretty cool. I've never seen an elk here in Michigan.
Is there a truck for the side loader?
Yeah, hold on.
I want to take this next.
Ooh, did you load it while it was racked open? That my dad jammed it.
Oh, I think I found both. But it just,
Is that it? Or is that
two
all?
in there right now.
You got any more?
How'd you get it in?
This
there?
one's
Just finagled it?
just pushed it in.
I guess so. I mean, the first two go easy usually.
Well, so yours is doing this funky thing where it slides back behind the claw, behind the door here.
Yep.
You kind of gotta
Push it back forward.
you gotta push the door open,
Uh-huh.
and it pushes the bullet forward. What I do when I load them, I put it in about that far,
Yep.
where it'll hold,
And you grab the next
and
one.
then I grab the next one. Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's it. Sweet, thank you.
That one's lighter than mine. I'm a little pissed. And mine doesn't even have a scope.
Alright, so what do we want to do if we shoot one? You just gonna figure it out?
Take care of it on your own, help a guy out, you know,
Okay.
if you're nearby.
If it's way the fuck back in here, we'll meet back at dark and all
Get
four
it.
of us will go get it. It's something like, especially like
Way
if you
the
shoot one
fuck
down
over
in that
there.
hill.
Yeah.
Well, if one of us shoots one early, do we just leave it until dark and
Oh, we'll take care of it.
take care of
You
it?
know, if it's, yeah, because a lot of times you'd be gutting deer out and there's another one. So, we'll take care of it. And then if it's
Hold
way
on for a
far
second.
away,
Yeah, put my gloves
we'll
back
wait
on.
till dark. And we'll go after it as a crew.
You got a flashlight on you?
You got this one in the
Get extra batteries for that flashlight.
You got full flashlight? Grab my other headlight.
Alright, we're gonna start walking.
You gonna hunt this whole section?
Yep. Hunt the piss out of it.
Are you gonna hunt? Are you gonna walk pretty far and cut in?
I think, well, I was actually thinking we'd cut in right here and just walk the top of the ridge and whatever we see, shoot it
Which way are you gonna go?
towards the road.
Okay.
Basically along the road, just on the top of the ridge.
Yep.
The whole way.
Yep.
And then, I mean, they got the river and this big ridge between us, so if you guys want,
Maybe we'll go this way then and follow behind you.
that's what I would do. Kind of where where I shot mine.
Yep.
You guys go there, we'll go to the top.
Yep.
This is where the other side of the river is private, right? Okay.
Pieces.
Pieces, yeah.
But it's so thick. If you shoot something, it goes over there. If you shoot something on the edge, I'm gonna shoot.
What's the move?
Watch here for a second. Something's bound to move in a second. I know there's a deer down there.
Oh yeah. There's got to be.
You can see why I didn't want to shoot it.
Right.
But there's enough of us now. It won't be all right.
want to split up. There's another ridge like this. Now this river goes like this and comes back out. There's another spot right there. So if you want to follow the ridge top that way and hunt it back around, if you get lost, you got a road that way, river this way. Right? So you're good. And then I'll walk this way towards Brian and them. We'll get the deer moving somewhere. Someone's bound to see something.
Yeah.
And just, the river's your cutoff. Just walk that way and back towards your road. And then there's another spot where we saw that big buck. That was a good area. You'll probably see it because it's a little open. It's nice. It'd be worth sitting for a little bit if you find it. Gotta be fucking deer around here. They're just bedded up tight with this weather. As soon as it stops, they're gonna be on their feet.
Oh yeah.
So, I guess we'll be ready for 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock comes, find a place to sit. If we don't see each other before then, meet you at the camper at dark, or at the tent at dark. You got your Spartan Forge works, right?
Yep.
Okay. You can always, you marked camp?
Yep. Marked camp.
Alright. Well, then you're good. Stay off your phone.
Alright, so it's about 2:30 now. Me and Jeremy walked to a ridge that overlooks a river bottom. We're pretty sure there was one down in there, but we couldn't see well enough. It's still snowing pretty good. Actually kind of turned into rain now, but once we got to that ridge, we decided to split up. He was gonna follow the ridge back to the west, back towards Brian and Dylan, and I'm headed east along this same ridge. He said there's another overlook, probably another half mile in front of me. But I heard a couple of gunshots a few minutes ago, a few across on to the public land across the river, and then I heard one back towards Jeremy. I don't know if it was one of those guys or if there's someone out here, but got a little bit more walking to do. About 4 o'clock, find a spot to sit down and wait, and we're all gonna meet back at camp at dark.
Isn't it just more openness though? Closer to the road? Up there?
I think it was.
I thought it opened back up again.
It will at some point. Yeah, top of the hill.
Well, fuck it. Let's
I don't know. I don't know where to go.
aim that way. Split the difference. Only about 500 more yards to go.
Well, me and Jeremy finally made it to the ridge. We actually decided to go to the far side of the ridge and hunt over this kind of marshy area. It looks really good. Jeremy said he's seen quite a few deer here before in past years when he's been here. But all we have left to hunt is the rest of tonight, tomorrow morning, and then we gotta pack up and go home. So hopefully we can make it happen. Dylan and Brian ended up going back to camp, so it's just me and Jeremy out here right now. I got him right there, so if either of us shoots, hopefully I can get it on camera for you guys. Stay tuned. So me and Jeremy decided to call it where we were sitting. We were soaked. My boots are full of water. I didn't realize that they weren't as waterproof as they used to be, but I think we're gonna start heading back towards camp, and if we see something, we'll try to send a few rounds towards it, see if we can get lucky. But still no deer yet this entire trip. I told Jeremy that I'm gonna question him on his deer hunting skills for the rest of our lives if I don't see a deer this trip. So hopefully we see a deer this trip. So we're back to camp. It's actually been a minute since we got back to camp, but we got all of our stuff hang drying over here. We got soaked. Cooked up literally almost all the food we had. We cooked up 18 eggs, an entire pack of sausage, 8 hot dogs, a bunch of hash browns, all kinds of stuff. A couple beers deep. It's gonna be a good night. So we got one more morning of hunting, and then we're out of here. We're gonna try to make the best of it. So I'll come over here and show you all the food we made. I don't know how well you can see it right here in the dark. We got sausage, we got hot dogs, we got eggs, we got hash browns, all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna eat some of that, get some sleep. Well, it's our last morning here in the Big Wild. Kind of going all out with our plan. We're ditching the area that we've been in the last couple days. We're gonna drive 5 or 6 miles out of the way, and we're gonna try where we saw some elk yesterday. We're thinking that if the elk got moved out of the area, the deer got moved out of the area, and they're probably hanging together. So that's kind of our plan this morning. It's just after 7 o'clock. We decided to sleep in until 6, kind of pack some of our stuff up, and then get out to a new spot when it's a little bit light out, so we can, see what we're doing. I hope this works, dude.
I hope so too.
We haven't seen a deer this entire trip.
It's frustrating. Never even cut a track.
Nope.
Fresh snow. Walked. How many miles you say?
I walked
4 miles?
3 miles yesterday. Just yesterday, and I didn't see a single fresh sign of a deer.
Between the 4 of us, we split up. We probably covered 10 miles. Never saw a deer track in this fresh snow, so that sucks.
Yeah. That's why we're hoping that maybe they moved with the elk out of this area.
We'll see. Yeah, I do. I got one.
Give it a shot. If I get through there easy enough, then I could pull you from the other side if you got stuck.
We'll be fine.
So what's the plan?
We're gonna drive through these deep holes and hopefully not get stuck. Turn around, head back to where we first parked, and those short cedar trees, and hopefully get on some tracks. Not a whole lot of snow, but we'll see something. Came close, but he had clearance. So this is what we're dealing with. If we walk to the south, we're gonna run into some pines.
Mm-hmm.
If we walk to the north, we're gonna run into some swamp. If we walk right to the middle of it, maybe we'll swing into that direction.
I kind of like this area. You can kind of see.
Well, that's what we were just talking about. If we were to head towards those pines, everything's gonna kind of open up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Give us some shot opportunity if we do see something. But at this point, I think we just keep our eyes open, try to cut a track.
Mm-hmm.
If we see something, we'll start following it. Yep. We're gonna catch up to them eventually. I get online and try to cut a track from there. Somebody sees a track,
Yep.
and we'll all get on it.
So Brian's kind of superstitious about bullet count and how you put your bullets in your gun when you hunt. So this morning we all decided that we're gonna give in to his gimmicks, and I loaded one less round into my gun than I have and put them in a random order. Jeremy swapped out his entire magazine for his rifle.
And changed my underwear.
And changed his underwear. Brian swapped out his entire mag. And Dylan's got a fresh set of rounds in his gun. I don't really believe it, but we're gonna try it. We're kind of...
Make a believer out of you.
Yeah. Let's hope it works.
Lost you somewhere.
This is a good spot. I've just been staying here for like 15 minutes, like just waiting for a deer to cross. I was gonna shoot it.
So we were gonna start walking this way, trying to cut you off.
Next time, crow calls.
Yeah.
So we can locate each other.
Oh, it sounds like we need to go.
Back there.
Yeah. So I'm looking down here. It looks like it clears into like a oak, kind of. I'm kind of thinking we walk along this, get up in there, and see what we see. Just mark that tree all there is a good stand location if we ever come back in the future.
There was one nice tree back in here. It was a good spot for a stand.
I'm excited for next year. I don't know about you guys. Like, this is gonna be a good spot for us.
I'm seeing a lot of elk sign though.
I'm seeing a lot
the
of
same
deer
thing over
sign.
there too.
Yeah.
Tons of deer sign. I marked a bunch of rubs up on top of the ledge. Good stand locations. So I was gonna tell you, just if we find something, mark it, and we'll sync our maps later.
Well, we made it back to the trucks after we've hiked probably, what, 4 miles, I think? At least 4 miles. Again, haven't seen a single deer. But we saw some really good signs. We saw a fresh scrape towards the top of a, what, 500,000 foot ridge. I think Brian said he looked on his map and it was about 1,000 foot elevation. I'm tired.
And we're not done.
Nope. We made the executive decision to go back to camp, eat some lunch, break down the tent, and pack the trucks as quick as we can, and try to get back to this area and sit until dark, and we'll head home straight from out here. So we got camp cleaned up. Trucks are packed. We got one more last ditch effort to try to get us a deer. Try to even see a deer. And we still haven't seen anything. So
Booner. It was 15 yards. It'd been too easy. So
one last chance. Let's get it done.
Well, it's our final sit here in the Big Wild. We were initially going to leave after the morning hunt this morning, but we haven't seen anything yet, and we're bound and determined to. So, we hiked about somewhere between 4 and 6 miles this morning, just kind of scouting the area out. We found this really nice kind of open field that we saw a lot of tracks in. Jeremy's up on a ridge over here that him and I initially came down on this morning. We saw some really good sign up there, a lot of tracks, really fresh scrape. Actually, the scrape's the next ridge over where Brian is sitting right now. Dylan decided to stay at the vehicles. He's pretty tired, wasn't feeling all that great, so it's just 3 of us out here right now. I decided to pull out my saddle, set up on kind of on the edge of this field between here and a trail. Yeah. It's our last chance to even see a deer here while we're here this year. So, stay tuned.
Well, that's gonna be the end of this video. That was our last hunt up in the Big Wild. We're headed home now. We got about a 3-hour drive ahead of us, so we're all pretty tired. But we stopped and got some snacks, got some monsters. Even though we didn't see any deer, I would say the trip was still a success. You know, I've never done that kind of trip myself, so that was a really cool experience. I'm hoping to do quite a few more after this one now. So, yeah, until next time.